A radio operator in a Berlin bunker, 1945. Fragments of a German transmission crackle through the static. The year is 1945 and the Soviets are closing in on Berlin. As the radio operator frantically tries to decipher the message, she realizes that she's not just listening to the end of a dictatorship, but the end of the world as she knows it. But somehow his final moments are being broadcast around the world. Our story today is brought to you by Masterworks. I'm your host. And this is the incredible tale of the radio that heard Hitler fall. She works for the Soviet Military Intelligence Service, the GRU, and her job is to monitor German transmissions for any sign of the German leadership's collapse. He's desperately trying to rally the German people to one last stand against the Soviets. But there's a problem. Goebbels isn't in Berlin. He's on the run from the advancing Soviet troops. The transmission is garbled and distorted, but Semyonova can make out the panic in his voice. Semyonova realizes that what she's hearing is not a desperate attempt to cling to power, but the last gasps of a dying regime. She hears the panicked voices of German soldiers and the triumphant cheers of the Soviet troops as they close in on Berlin. When the city falls, she's there to document it. If you enjoyed this story, please be sure to like and subscribe, and check out my podcast. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. The radio that she's listening to is not just broadcasting the end of the Third Reich, it's broadcasting the end of the world as she knows it. And she would receive many awards for her service, including the Order of the Red Banner and the Medal for the Victory over Germany. But for Semyonova, the greatest reward was simply being able to say that she was there at the end, when the radio that had whispered the downfall of the Third Reich finally fell silent. But what she's hearing is unlike anything she could have imagined. It's April 30th, 1945, as the Red Army closes in on the German capital, Berlin. Adolf Hitler has taken his own life in his underground bunker. He, too, is on the run from the advancing Soviet troops. He's broadcasting from an underground bunker in Flensburg, Germany. But even as he speaks, Semyonova can hear the sound of bombs falling in the background. In a desperate attempt to cling to power, the Nazis had set up an elaborate radio system in the heart of Berlin. It was designed to broadcast propaganda to the German people, telling them that everything was fine, that the war could still be won. But now it's all over. The last transmission crackles to life on the radio.